How did the Intellivision Amico ruin their brand? Let's talk. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. You know, talking about people, it's easy. It's really easy to criticize anybody for anything. Talking about ideas is something that I like to do because it's a longer, deeper conversation, and usually you can learn something from it, you know? Whenever I've audited any company or any business, the ones that do the worst are the ones that feel they're doing a good job, right? And when it comes to Intellivision, there's a lot of people out there that feel that they're doing a good job. But in business, if you're not humble, the results will humble you, right? That's always been true. You know, what I like about business and figures and, performance is that there's a standard that you can measure to. Did you accomplish your goals? Did you not? Doesn't matter how you feel. Did you do what you said you were going to do? If you've been following the channel, you know that I've been criticizing whenever I see Intellivision making missteps, right? They say, hindsight is 20/20, but we have been documenting the missteps of this company now for a long time, for about a year. And they didn't get to this place in one swoop. When it comes to the Intellivision Amico, it's pretty simple. They never held basic principles of business, right? And specifically what I want to take a look at here is how they ruined their brand, right? I told you a bunch of times certain things that you have to do in business, in order to be successful over the years. And that comes from having my own business, from, being involved in business pretty much my whole life, And it's always true. Whenever you deviate from the path, you're going to fail. I have failed. Many other people have failed. And this is just an example on how we can reinforce these basic truths, because it can happen to you. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how special you think you are. You have to perform, and you have to follow certain business principles that are going to lead you to success. And if you don't, they're always going to end up the same way. Somebody's going to lose a lot of money. When it's your own money, that's one thing. When it's other people's money, it's even worse, right? The reason for these videos is for us to look at business, see what kind of businesses we want to look at, what kind of businesses we want to invest in long term, right? Because that's what this channel is about. All right, guys, so when I'm talking about basic business principles, I'm talking about really basic stuff. I mean, stuff you can Google in order to put your business plan together, right? So I'm just putting in destroying a brand. There's a few here. We can pick one up and say 8 ways you're destroying your personal brand without even knowing it. Okay, so these are just basic things that if you were starting a business at home, you would do, right? And let's see if you can apply any of these to what's happened with Intellivision, right? And the Intellivision Amico brand specifically, because I think that the Intellivision brand can survive. The Amico is so tarnished that, even a new investor would not move forward with it. Even though I want my wood grain, business-wise, it just wouldn't be a smart move, okay? So number one, you don't have any clear-cut purpose. Well, they do. I mean, they have the Intellivision Amico, which is what they started with, but then if you dig a little deeper, remember first they had the pack-in games were going to be all the Intellivision games, then they weren't, then they were going to have cartridges, and as far as physical media, and we didn't, right? We ended up with those cards, so, I mean, that's, a maybe, right? Number two, you routinely engage in shameless self-promotion. Do I even have to go there? I think that's pretty obvious that they failed in that respect. You blend in with the masses. Let's see what they say. You're super enthusiastic about blockchain technology. But there's countless others who are just as ambitious. They got me with the NFTs. They could have made so much money with that, guys. I mean, they could have really raised some capital with that. And they dropped the ball. I mean, they completely dropped the ball, and they had the money to do it. They had the money to do it, and all it was is talk. And they put the money, of course, in payroll. Where else? Number 4, you neglect traditional channels. Well, everybody knows the Old Man Cringe community is a place to go for the latest video game information, Of course they neglected traditional channels. They did a horrible job. They wanted to keep it to the audience that they wanted to get donations from, or never mind, investments from, right? That's why they neglected the traditional channels, but again, it didn't work. Number 5, you don't separate yourself from your business. Absolutely. I mean, there is no better example than that video that he made for Pat and Ian, and that could be a video all its own on what a CEO should not do, but Jesus. That's a pretty big fail here on number 5. Number 6, you under-deliver time and time again. Boy, is that is written in stone for this company. They just can't get things done. They really just shoot themselves on the foot over and over again because they overpromise and underdeliver. Number 7, you have poor social media habits. I'm telling you, it's like you could just follow this list. You could have put this list right here in your business plan and just have a little box, and just check them off. And number 8, you are inconsistent, right? It's like you could have prophesized just with this, you could improve the brand if you just followed these steps. But this is how amateur the operation was, guys, that they couldn't follow these steps with discipline, steps that are just basic. Basic if you're even starting a home business. Now, when you're talking about a company that raised millions, it's just inexcusable. And there's a few out there that will defend this company no matter what, right? But time and time again, I've shown you how companies have done far much more with a lot less capital, number 1. Number 2, if you ever think you're right, look at the balance sheets and look at that payroll and compare that to the results. And that's a saying that my mom always had, If you're not humble, life will humble you. And based on these results, a lot of people should be humbled. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.